Because we are living in a sexually very explicit society, where sex is actually a product. It's a product that's sold, right? And it's actually a tool within the arsenal, the marketing arsenal of any company that wants to sell its product, right? So they use this device to sell you everything from jewelry to a watch to perfume to cars to you name it. It's used as a commodity. And of course, in the field of entertainment, to get ratings for a show, the more explicit and vulgar and disturbing you can make it, and the more exposed it can be, the more it's supposed to sell, right? And this is the same thing that happens with musicians. Music is supposed to be, I guess, about music, but it's not anymore. It's about explicitness now. It's about how you can compensate for your lack of talent with your lack of clothes, right? That's what music has become now, right? So it is something very pervasive in our society. It's not to say that zina did not exist before, or manipulation did not exist before, but because of mass media and social media and the advent of the internet and a television and all this other stuff, we have more access to filthy things than any society ever before us. We just have access to this stuff, And as a result of that, the perversion inside one's family life is very easy. That we actually see images on TV and they start controlling or start influencing what we think intimacy between a man and a woman should be like. And we start avoiding the restrictions that Allah Azza wa Jal has put on us. Actually, these perversions and these deviations, and the worst of them, of course, is the pornography industry, right? These perversions, what they do is they take human beings away from the fitrah. When your shame, when your dignity that Allah has granted you is destroyed. Because these filthy images, these shameless images, they destroy your sense of shame. They kill the spirituality inside a person. Their fitrah dies. And when that dies, then, they no longer have, you don't even have respect for yourself when you're watching images like that, much less to have respect for your spouse or anybody else. You start looking, I was talking a couple of days ago to a group of youth in New York, and I was telling them, once people get addicted to this kind of thing, then the young man, he doesn't even see a woman, he just sees a piece of flesh walking by. That's all he sees. Just like an animal looks at another female animal. It's just like prey. They're checking everyone out, just physically. That's all they are, is physical bodies walking around, worthy of checking out. And you just become this complete pervert that has no sense of dignity for another human being. And, when you're in that state, then marriage is not your solution, by the way. Marriage is not, if you're a pervert before marriage, you're a pervert after marriage. You have to protect your dignity before you go into your marriage, because otherwise you're going to ruin what is supposed to be a beautiful relationship between the husband and the wife. Anyhow,